Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is 1920 Gaming, this is FIFA 20 Career Mode, and this is yet another step on our manager's journey right here with Kilmarnock. And you'll have seen at the beginning of the episode, we've been training hard this week, ready for the Celtic game that's coming up. We've also had a visit from the chairman, who had quite a lot to say. We'll get into that in a bit after we've done this press conference leading up to the Celtic game. And make no mistake, guys, this is a huge game. We're still level on points with them, just as we were at the end of the last episode. So yeah, it's a really big one. This, both teams are in form, and they're asking us here about whether Hazard's going to make his debut, and I believe he probably will do. Also, the goalkeeper you'll have seen in training, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to put him in, to be honest, for this game. It seems a bit big for a debut. And to be honest, this little answer here about having him winding up losing confidence, I actually believe that could be true, depending what happens in the Celtic game. If we were to go on and get pumped by them, then yeah, it wouldn't be great for us. And again, they're asking about another debut, Seedorf here. I'm not too sure about this one just yet either. We'll have a look. It is, like I said, a massive game. And is it a game really where you want to be going out and trying players and new things? I'm not too sure about that. So yeah, the game itself, like I said, it's going to be massive. This is a really important point in the season for us, although it is early on. We'll just have a look at the team that we are going to put out now. We got Parrott in at the moment. I think there's a good shout for him to stay in. He's overall our best striker in terms of rating. Hazard as well, he's in the team at the moment. I would expect that he is going to stay there. The goalkeeper one is really interesting. I would like to think, I don't know, it would be a good place to start him, I suppose, in the biggest game of the season, where it's kind of a free hit. But in another way, if we do get smashed, then like I say, it's not going to do his confidence any good. So yeah, I don't think we're going to bother putting the keeper in. The meeting that the chairman and I had before this massive game was to just heap even more pressure on it, really. The things that he was talking about were the fact that the youth academy is going to be delayed. By the looks of it, we're not on point with that at the moment. And he also thinks that with the squad that we've got now compared to others in the league, that we should be really pushing Celtic all the way this season. He didn't mention winning the league, but he mentioned giving them a fight right up till at least the very last day. So he wants us to be close to them. And as for the Europa League, which I myself saw as a free hit, he wants us to go quite deep into that. Not sure whether that's going to be possible just at the moment. And yeah, again, we've got this stupid undefined bug. They are playing 4-2-3-1, but unfortunately, as you can see, everyone's known as undefined for some really weird reason. And it's the same with us as well. It's unfortunate. It's not worth watching the intros anymore. Why they're like that, really. You can let me know in the comments if you still want to watch, just to see what formations the opposition are going to be putting up and this, that and the other. Hopefully by the time I come to record some more, it'll be fixed, but I'm not holding my breath with that one. But yeah, the chairman wants us to go deep into the Europa League. He wants at least a cup final this season, which I want myself, considering we did manage to get all the way to the semi-finals last season. And he wants us to push Celtic all the way in the league, so getting the 3 points today would be absolutely massive in going towards that. He didn't mention any repercussions if we wasn't able to compete on all the fronts like that. But yeah, in his tone, in his demeanour, he really fancied it. I suppose financially for himself and for the club it would be huge if we can do that. But at the moment it's very early in the season. I'm not going to change what I am doing just yet. And for the group games in the Europa League might be, because for me we are there probably a season or two early. This is nice play, and Parrott is on side as well, so we'll hold that fort just for a minute. He smashed it and we are 1-0 up against Celtic, less than 10 minutes in, away from home. That was a beautiful bit of football in the build-up. I was wondering, do I or don't I play Parrott in this one? We've stuck with him, and in less than 10 minutes he's repaid that faith with a brilliant finish at the near post. Just puts his foot straight through the ball. It's a nice crisp strike. Keeper's got no chance, and we have took a shock lead early on in this game. And yeah, that is something really good to build on. Parrott's second goal of the season, and that is a real huge one. Just as I was saying, what the chairman were expecting this season from us, at the moment as things stand, we're now sitting 3 points above Celtic in the league, and that is unbelievable. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. We've got a long way to go in this game yet. And as like I was saying, for me personally, I think we're 2 or 3 seasons probably too early for going deep in the Europa League at the moment. To even qualify for it last season was a shock, where we consider the state of where the club was. Recording less points season on season, just generally not performing all that well. We had a really good start to our career here, obviously, finishing where we did, and we're in back level with Celtic already. Wow guys, wow. That is really disappointing. It's took them less than 10 minutes to respond. It's got the makings of a good game by the looks of it, this one, but I'm really not happy about that. Way too much room just to pop the ball around in midfield. Man open on the edge of the box, and that same man just smashes it in. Just hits across the ball, bends into the post. I was discussing whether or not to put the new keeper in. I personally think the keeper should probably be doing a bit better there. But yeah, long before that shot came in, the defence should have been a lot better. There was too many open players. They moved the ball, they just went into another gear there really. They moved it a lot quicker than they have been. And just like that, it's back to 1-0. I suppose we're not behind, that's something. And just to add insult to injury, Thomas has picked up an injury as well. Not a great start to the game now, is it? It was looking good less than 10 minutes ago, but we're just going to get our heads back in it, just rebuild and go again. Basically you can say for 20 minutes gone really, it's just like being at 0-0. That's a heavy tackle there. Is that going to be yellow? It is indeed going to be yellow. He's going to have to watch his step now. But yeah, the chairman doesn't agree with me. I think we're in the Europa League probably too early. So I'll finally now get around to making that point, and that is, I think, for the group games at least. Maybe the fringe players go in there, because for me personally, I think it's more beneficial to us that we progress and go further than we did last season in the league, and maybe even qualify for the big one, the Champions League, who knows. But definitely for me, the league takes precedent over the Europa League at the moment. The chairman obviously doesn't agree, so hopefully I can get far enough in it where we're both going to be happy, where I'm not risking points in the domestic season, but I'm getting as far as he wants us to in the Europa League. We'll have to wait and see with that one. The game seems to have settled down a bit just at the moment, but Thomas, who's on the ball here now, doesn't seem to be running off that injury, which is a bit of a worry. We don't want to be losing the ball either boys. But yeah, hopefully we do better than we did last season in the league. We start going the right way instead of losing points season on season. Hopefully we can add more and more to them. But yeah, we'll wait and see. 1-1 at the moment in this one. We'll start focusing on this match now. I think I've covered everything that was in the beginning of the episode. And I think our very next game might be the start of the Europa League journey. I might be mistaken on that one, so don't hold me to it. And if I am wrong, you can correct me in the comments box. But I do believe the next game will be the start of the group phase of the Europa League. Thomas has got some room here now. He's injured, so whether he can get away or not is a different matter altogether. He can't, but he does manage to win the fight and keep the ball just about. Tonali's got it now. Sensible pass that back into the space. And Celtic are putting squeeze on again at the moment. We are just keeping the ball nicely here though, up until that very point where I was just thinking it's decent ball movement. And now we could be in real trouble here as they come with Johnston down this left. He's played it back to Taylor. It's back to Johnston again, back to Taylor again. They're not really going anywhere with this at the moment, and we do get the ball back. Can we get away now? No, we can't. They've won it back in a decent area here as well. Taylor's put it to Griffiths. McGregor's coming onto this. It looked like that was going to be the start of a nice 1-2 there, but thankfully we've cut that out and ran straight back into trouble again. We get away with that one though. O'Donnell plays it nicely there up to Thomas. Ince is coming forward with it now, but he can't do nothing with it either. And we've ended up turning it over yet again. And we've gone to almost the hour point now into the game. The end of the first half was quite just us keeping the ball. I know there's a lot of turnovers, but neither side really did anything with it. Celtic have made a quick start to the second half. That was a nice back heel there. It didn't unfortunately come to anything though. We've lost the momentum, but we've still got the ball. Thomas has had to come off, as you can see. He's being replaced by Seedorf. He didn't manage to run off the injury, unfortunately. Seedorf's done really well there. Oh, he's done really well because he's just banged in the second. I didn't see that coming. He just chopped back onto his left foot and he smacked it in the near post as well. And just as we did in the first half, we've took a nice early lead in the second half. Seedorf's come on, he's made an immediate impact. There you go, just chops back onto the left. No passes on for him, so he just decides to shoot. I think it's caught the keeper a bit off guard because before he can react, the ball's already past him. And that is a great start to the second half. Can we this time hold on to it? We'll have to wait and see with that one, but we're once again in a winning position in this game, away from home at Celtic. This would be massive if we can hold on to this. Whether we can or not though is a completely different thing altogether. We know how good Celtic are. They showed that last season, yeah, they took the foot off the gas towards the end, but they were head and shoulders above everybody else in terms of their points and things like that. This season though is a bit different. They don't have Edouard. I believe they sold him at some point last season, and he was a real thorn in our side every time we played against them, and this has just opened up beautifully here for Seedorf. Don't tell me he's going to go on and get the second. No, he squared it, but Hazard's going to get off the mark as well. Not only do we have to hold on to it, we've now gone and doubled the lead. We're in a really commanding position now. We caught them on the counter. Seedorf just started running. The gap just opened up in front of him. He took full advantage. I felt for sure he was going to shoot again. Thought better of it. Saw Hazard on the back post completely unmarked. Another tidy finish. And we are now unbelievably really 3-1 up against Celtic away. This would be an absolutely massive result. And that's why we're going to go in now and we're going to look at just making some changes just to keep things fresh. Still there considering bringing the keeper on, but instead we've brought Power on and we've brought Campbell on as well. Yeah, absolutely unbelievable scenes here at the moment, and what an absolutely massive start to the season this will be. The chairman was just here a couple of days ago saying how we've got to push these guys all the way this season. And wow, what a response we've had to that at the moment. Again, there's still 20 odd minutes left, so we can't get ahead of ourselves just yet. We just got to try and keep it calm. And yeah, really just keep the ball now, manage the game, don't let them back in at all if we can help it, but definitely don't let them back in early and give them a look at getting an equaliser. We've managed to play that around at the back. We've just looped one over the press there, and we could be straight in again here now with Yearwood. He's found power. It's got to be 4 now. It has to be, and it's not. How on earth has Power just missed that? Maybe I should have kept Inton. I don't know. He has got that all wrong. Didn't even make the keeper make a save. That is really disappointing. And that sort of moment there, games can swing on. Man, that would have been the points, 100% been the points had that gone in. We just opened them up again, some nice play at the back, we just looped the ball over their press. We were straight in, but yeah, Power just completely miscalculated on the finish. And yeah, that's really disappointing actually. But the fact that we're 15 minutes away from 3 points away from home at Celtic, that is definitely a positive, and we need to just hold on to that at the moment. And with 10 minutes, well, just under 10 minutes left now, we have managed to hold out at the moment. Celtic are really trying to put the pressure on at the minute. Their ball movement, the speed of it has been completely difficult to keep up with, and just like just as I'm saying it once again, cross comes in and it's the softest of headers we've conceded there. He's just managed to get in behind Robinson there. Too easy really. Actually, yeah, it's a Corey, sorry, he's got in front of. I don't know if he so much heads the ball or the ball just comes off him, because that looked like a really awkward finish. But I'm pretty sure he or his manager will not be bothered how awkward the finish looked. It's 3-2. We've given the ball away again now. Surely we can't let them back in. We had them, I think, in this position a couple of times last season. We let them back in. We can't do that again now. We've just got to be smart now. Just keep the ball. Manage the game. We don't have that cushion, so it's all about smart plays now. Seedorf here could be in again though. He's tried to cut one back this time, but it's cut out. And we've just got 2 minutes left now. We've won that nicely there out on the left, and we've got the throw as well. Celtic could bring in somebody on now as maybe a last throw of the dice. But yeah, as long as we hold this ball, that is all we need to do. But that's proving really difficult at the minute. Celtic are going to get another chance out of this by the looks of it. They do, but they waste it, and surely now when we kick this ball back in, it's going to be the end of the game, and we're going to collect a massive 3 points. Are we going to get another chance ourselves here? We didn't play the pass, but we got Hazard in now, just in behind. He's beat his man quite easily. It could be 4 here now. He couldn't do what Seedorf did earlier. We are going to have a corner though in the 4th minute of 2 of extra time. Tonali's going to whip this one in. Surely whatever happens here doesn't really matter now. It would have been nice to get another goal, but we've got the ball. We have not held on to the ball, but the refs blew anyway, and we have took a massive 3 points away from home to begin this episode. What a game that was to play in. It was even better actually not knowing the result, to watch it back probably a week and a half after I recorded it. So yeah, with work commitments, it's been a bit of time since between this one and the last episode. But yeah, well, I was on tender hooks myself, guys, while I was watching that back. We do come away with a point, so and I'm really happy about that one. Like I say, right after the chairman just lamped on the pressure just before it as well, we've responded in the best possible way. We've took the points, and we now move on towards the next one. And as I thought it was, the next one is indeed the Lille game. You could tell with the different background that we've got in the games now, that it was the Lille game next. So yeah, I was right about that one, guys, and this one is going to be in a different kind of way, really, I suppose. It's going to be a tough test. It's the Europa League proper now, not the qualifying rounds. And again, the press are asking when they're going to see this keeper. I have already mentioned that the fringe players, bench players, reserves might well play all of the group games in this competition. That is of course dependent on whether we get a bit of a break between the last league game, the next league game and the European game. If we get times where that's the case and we can go strong in the league and we can go strong in Europe at the same time, then of course I'll do that. It would make no sense not to, because I do want to go deep in this myself, but it's not a priority, if that makes any sense. I'm much more determined to do better in the league. So yeah, as far as we're getting this will be an absolute bonus. Maybe my views will change if we do get to the knockouts, the last 16, and any further than that, then maybe we do take it a bit more seriously. But if we're still locked in a head-on fight with Celtic and the points gap's really slow, that's not going to be the case. I'm just going to tell you guys that now. But yeah, without any more messing around, let's get our European journey up and running. And kicking off our European journey, this is the lineup that we're going to go with. So we are going to get to see our young Brazilian keeper today. We've gone with Millen on the right. Robinson keeps his place, centre back. Finley's going to be next to him. Walters is going to be the left back. We've got Tonali keeping the armband. We've got our new centre defensive midfielder next to him. Campbell comes in. We've got Power next to him starting even after that miss. Seedorf's almost earned to start because he was absolutely brilliant when he came on against Celtic. And we swapped out Parrott for Cameron in this one. So this is what we're going to go with. I thought I would show you it here because obviously with the way the intros are at the moment, it's probably not even worth showing it. So yeah, we're going to go in, do what we can do against Lille. They have got some nice players in their team, I believe. For one, I know for definite, I'm pretty sure, I'll say definite, that they've got Renato Sanchez, who I'm a big fan of. He might even be on our shortlist. Again, it's been a while, so I can't remember. But yeah, they have got a good couple of players, so this will be a good test. And with that being said, let's see if we can pass it now and get into the game. So here we are, we begin our European journey. We're kicked off now. Like I said, we've gone where we can for all fringe and reserve players for this one. It just gives them a chance to keep them happy. Obviously there's not a lot of domestic cups in Scotland. We only have the one as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure if there's a Super Cup or Community Shield type thing if you win the Scottish Cup. Obviously we'll find that out if we can win it this season, or maybe one of you guys who does know can let me know in the comments box. But for now we're focusing on the Europa League as our cup competition really, and we could be off to an absolute fly area with Campbell. He's pulled it back inside to Power. Power couldn't find a shooting angle. It's a sensible lay-off there from Seedorf to Tonali, who's played it now to Millen. He's just put it back inside again. There's a little gap starting to appear here now. Unfortunately Tonali just couldn't work his way through it. It looks like these could be tough to break down already. They are sitting quite deep. Looks like they're going to try and play on the counter, which I suppose is fine. They are the away side. Bamba here has absolutely left Finley for dust. It's a decent-ish ball back in. It did stay in the air long enough for the defender to become the favourite there though. That there is the exact reason that Cameron's in today. He's probably our best striker with his back to goal. And is that a penalty, ref? It's obviously not a penalty, but we're going on anyway. And speaking of Cameron, he really should have done better with that. It was good play again from Seedorf. To me there it looked like he got brought down, but he got straight back up and just carried on, which is exactly what you want to see. He seems quite an exciting player, to be fair. He was when we was playing against him. He was an absolute nightmare. So yeah, it was a good signing based off of that. And he's started his career with us really well. And now we've got Lille just passing the ball around in the centre there. It was a loose touch from the striker, but he was under no pressure at all. And they have worked an opening here. And we are 1-0 down already. We made a pretty positive start, but they've come down the pitch now and just smashed one in the back of the net. It's as simple as that, really. We bought Miles out to try and come and close the ball. That left him open in the box on his own. Especially with the sliders we're using at the moment now, he's never going to miss in that instance. Keeper's still relatively early in his development as well, so yeah, I wouldn't have expected him to get to that one really. But disappointing to be 1-0 down so early. We are at home. We've still got this undefeated streak at home, I believe. I'd like to hold on to that at the very least today. But yeah, it's just got a whole lot tougher now because these look like they were going to sit in, and you can see with the ball movement along the back now, they're going to be in no rush to get it forward. And that was, I believe, Renato Sanchez there. So yeah, they do have him. But yeah, we've got our work cut out now. We've really got to get back into this game. And unfortunately, guys, we're not really showing many signs of doing that at the moment. It's been all Lille since they've scored the goal, and they could be in again just here now. It's a decent little foot in there, because if he'd have beat the defender there, he was through. They're going to end up getting the shot away anyway, and has the keeper saved that, or has he put it wide? Either way, he's really not happy. He has saved it, and that is a really good save, to be fair. Just 10 minutes to go till half time, and we're really just hanging in, trying not to be 2-0 down at half time at the minute, as another shot comes in now. This time it's straight at the keeper. He's rolled it out, and that is a dangerous ball back. We're really not playing our game really at the moment. We're being forced into bad passes and mistakes and decisions by them. Maybe the occasion's getting the better of us just at the moment, I'm not too sure. We're settling down a minute now though by the looks of it. That's decent play there. Can Power break through now? He has. That's a nice back heel, and it's Seedorf again, and it's 1-1 now going in towards the half time. It was completely different finish to the one he scored in the Celtic game, and at the moment you've got to say what a signing this guy is proving to be. He just runs inside. That's exactly what I want my wingers to do. It's a composed passed finish into the net, the kind that I like. You can just see him place it there. Keeper gets a touch on it, and he's really unlucky not to save it in a way. I didn't notice that touch until the replay. That's the reason it did hit the post. So keeper's a bit unlucky there, I suppose, but we'll take it. It was a nice bit of build-up play to get the chance. Maybe now, instead of holding in to go 2-0 down, we can just keep the ball. Calm the game down a bit going in towards half time, but at the moment Lille are saying no, you're not going to do that, and just as I say that, they do give it away. Cameron again manages to keep the ball with his back to goal, and Seedorf is in again here now, and you've got to back him. The form is in, and you do have to back him with the form is in, because this time he's put one in with his right foot, and this guy at the moment is absolutely on fire. Occasion get into him, and maybe the rest of the squad, but definitely not him. And our home at the moment, our new home, is absolutely bouncing, as we've just come from 1-0 down to take a 2-1 lead going into the half. He does have a look. You saw him look there to see if he had any support. He didn't have any, so again he's just passed it into that same corner, this time with his right foot, and this guy is well on his way to being an absolute hero of this season at the moment. And we are now going into injury time at the end of the first half, and instead of worrying about going down 2-0, we're now going to go into the half 2-1 up by the looks of it. And wow, what a turnaround. That's lifted myself watching it back. Oh man, there was some good gameplay in this episode. Just wow at the moment. I suppose we get into the second half and we go again. It's Lille to kick us off. I really still can't get my head around what's just happened. 2 goals in 2 or 3 minutes has completely swung this now. And yeah, the chairman wanted the deep run in this competition. This is game 1 of the group phase, but we showed some real spirit there. We were getting hammered for most of that first half once they'd gone 1-0 up, but yeah, it's a completely different game now. They can't really just sit deep. They can for probably the next 10-15 minutes, but they'll have to come out if they want the win, or even to get back into the game at some point. And just maybe when they do that, we can sneak a third. That was some good defending there, because it looked like they could be in again. But again, we just passed our way out really calmly. And I thought for a second there that Seedorf was going to be in again and maybe could have got his hat-trick, but no. And Leo bring the ball back up our end again here now. There's a little bit of room in behind the back line there, but they couldn't find it. Nobody ran into it, to be fair. And Tonali has just powered past the man that was coming towards him there. Played a nice sensible ball out. That's beautifully played in, and we went for the chip. And it just did not work at all. Probably wouldn't have done that if I had a chance to go back and do it again. But yeah, we went for the chip instead. We maybe could have took a 3-1 lead there, but it wasn't to be. Hopefully we don't end up regretting that as they just make their change there. And yeah, hopefully we manage to hold on to what we've got. And we're doing that really well at the moment. We're just 15 minutes left. We're starting to take control of the game a little bit now. Tonali's just smashed his way through his man there, and the next one, and he's found the finish as well. Oh my god, what a goal that was from Tonali. That was just brute strength and desire there to just keep going all the way through, and that has surely now put this game to bed. Again, the stadium's absolutely rocking. Keeper's really disappointed with his defence. There you go, he's read one tackle, gone straight past the next man. Keeper's got absolutely no chance with that finish, and Tonali gets his first European goal. And these subs that are coming on now have been waiting to come on for about the last 10 minutes or so. But wow, yeah, that should be the points now, really. Just over 10 minutes of our first our first proper European game left. We've just got to see it out now. That is literally all we've got to do. We don't need to go and be doing anything stupid trying to get more goals. But there could be more on offer at the moment, as Dicker has come on and he might get in here. The ball movement on the edge of the box in this game has been really, really good by us, especially in the second half. Leo look unrecognisable the way that they've played to the way they did in the first half. That little 5-minute spell from Seedorf has really swung this game on its head. And yeah, like I say, they've not looked like the same team. As the game's gone on, we've managed to get more and more control of it. We actually deserve to be more than one goaler. What is the keeper doing here in his first game? He best not lose that ball. Yeah, I don't want to be seeing any more of that. Fair enough, yes, he's Brazilian, but Jesus, really? That was a big risk there, and we got away with it, really. With 3 minutes left to go now. Surely we're not going to give this one away now, and we just will see it out. Oh, that's a great little ball there, and Seedorf could be on his way again. I thought he might play that one forward, but no. He could even have gone on himself. Maybe he's on the hat-trick, but it wasn't meant to be. Just 2 minutes to go now. I think this is going to be it, guys, to be honest, in this one. And we are going to get our first ever proper European win. We should have been in this competition with Warsaw last season, remember, but we chose to move on. Well, yeah, he took a risk when he was doing all his footwork, but that is an absolutely out of this world save. He's got no right to be saving that at all. And they've brought somebody on now for what's probably going to be the last kick of the game. What a save that was from the keeper. Unbelievable. And then we concede anyway. Wow. After that save, we really didn't deserve to concede from there. Unfortunately, though, we do. It's not the end of the world. We're still going to collect the 3 points. And there you go. That was the last action of the game. Really unfortunate to concede that second. But it doesn't matter. You saw the fans going mad there. Everyone's happy at the moment. Big win, this one. And at the moment, this episode could not be going any better. To have knocked off Celtic, to now go in to win our first European game at the first time of asking. You can just see the crowd. The ground is absolutely jumping at the moment, and wow, what a game that was as well. And we jumped straight from Lille to the Hibs game. There was literally absolutely nothing that happened in between, not even training or anything like that, because the games are so close together. Thomas, as you would have just maybe saw there, is fit enough to play this game. We've gone back as strong as we can. It's the usual 11 for us. We've got Ince back in. Tonali plays again. That guy's stamina, by the way, is unbelievable. He doesn't miss a game really at all. And he's done well to cut that out there as well. But yeah, we're back to our strongest lineup. It's obviously another home game, so that's nice. And yeah, we're against Hibs. It's a bit difficult to get up for this one after that game that we just played, but we got Ince in straight away here, and it is 1-0 already. Less than 10 minutes, and we've smashed one past Hibs. Ince is back in the team, and he's back in the goals as well. He has had a really good start to the season. Ince just took his time there, waited to see what the keeper was going to do. He might even have put it through his legs, it looked like. He did as well. What a cheeky finish that is. But that's the confidence this man's playing with at the moment. Like I say, he's had a good start. That is his 5th of the season already. And having played in Europe, there's only a couple of the players in this team who did play the European game. It's not affected us at all. We got the points that we wanted against Celtic. We got the points that we wanted against Lille. And with a almost completely fresh team, we're 1-0 up now against Hibs already. So all in all, it's been really successful just at the moment, but it could all turn. You have to be aware of that, to be on your toes to stop it from happening really. If they'd have got that header in, the mood would have been different in this one already. But yeah, as you can see, we're just really comfortable. We've had really good results so far this season. We are playing with a lot more authority, especially at home. We're playing with a lot more confidence, and you can really see that at the moment. Yearwood there, just a little burst past his man. Hibs are sitting really, really deep already, and this is what is allowing us to play with the authority that we are playing with. Teams are actually frightened of us, it seems, at the moment, even with these sliders. But yeah, we just enjoy it while it lasts. There are spells that we had like this with Warsaw, and then we'd go on, play another couple of episodes, and then we'd be scrapping for points and this, that and the other. So yeah, one that I did learn from that career, that part of this career, that you got to enjoy it when you're in this sort of form, because good save. I think he saved it anyway. No, he didn't. It was a miss. Disappointing from them really, with that one. But yeah, it's a great start to this game. It's been a great start to the episode. I've really enjoyed it. The breakaway while I've been back at work and then coming back not knowing the results of these games is making it a lot more exciting to sit back and watch. That is a great turn. And it's 2 already. What a goal that was. I think that was Hazard that pulled that turn there. Just passed it back to Yearwood, who just passed it into the net. And yeah, well, what a start to the game this has been. We're all over the hoardings now at the moment celebrating, but I'm pretty sure this was Hazard. Nice little stop and turn there. Yearwood just first time finish. And again, a measure of the confidence that we're playing with. It was slightly behind him, but he still managed to engineer the shot. And that could be the game already in this one, as Hibs find themselves 2-0 down with just over 20 minutes left. They seem to have came here with the game plan of being deep, being compact and being solid, but we found our way through twice already. So maybe they'll try and change it up now, who knows, but for the moment we're in complete control of this one, guys. Hopefully that'll last. We've got just 25 minutes on the clock now. Oh, he's actually done the defender there. It's a decent header out though. It's come straight back though. They've moved that really nicely there. They tried that earlier and got it all wrong, but this time it has gone in. And yeah, we're not in complete control now, are we? Maybe I got ahead of myself with that one. But it's not the first time they've looked threatening. They have tried that exact shot earlier, but they got it horribly wrong. This time he's absolutely fired that into the far corner. Scott Allen, great finish. You got to give it to him. And a nice little bit of ball movement leading up to it as well. I'm not too worried, like I probably would be in other games, just because we have really controlled this one so far. We don't need to change a single thing that we're doing really, and you can see it doesn't look like that we do either. Again, that's probably a measure of that confidence, but yeah, we're just moving the ball around nicely. If they were going to have momentum, swing their way, we're just stopping that at the moment because they can't get their foot on the ball. It might be side to side at the minute, but with them having just scored, it's probably a good thing to do. And you can see how deep they actually are. All their lines are really pressed in. Maybe they will just continue to try and do that now and sneak another one like they did earlier. Oh, that's nice little 1-2 there. Unfortunately it hasn't come off. And this first half has actually gone really quick. I'm having so much fun with this Kilmarnock career at the moment. It's very different to anything. I didn't want to go into the Premiership straight away, just because of the amount of money that you get so quickly with the Premier League. You can almost build an entire new team in one season. And I didn't want to do that. Like I said, it would have been unrealistic as well, to start getting that kind of money with Walsall and then getting all the best players there. But we've got to hold that thought for the minute, because Ince is in the box here. There's no one near him. He's played it to Tonali, and that is really unlucky. That would have been such a nice goal. We don't get many from outside the box, do we really? If that one would have gone in though, that would have been superb. Tonali's really unlucky. He did everything right. It's just unfortunate it didn't go in. But again, we are still in complete control of the game at the moment, leading to half time. Oh, the 1-2 might have been on there. There still might be something on here. Can Ince get his second of the game just after Tonali's miss? No, he can't. Yes, he can. It's a rebound goal, but it doesn't matter. We will take them however they come. Unlucky there with Tonali, literally just a minute or two ago. Then we come back in, get them, get the momentum in the move back. We went for a 1-2, defender got blocked off, but we still found another pass because of Ince's run. That's now his 6th at the start of this season. Like I said, he's absolutely on fire at the moment. And now we've got the cushion back to just continue playing the game the way we was, without that worry of them nicking an equaliser. Well, hopefully in the second half we can go and build on this. It's been a really good performance. But yeah, like I was saying, I really am enjoying this Kilmarnock part of the career. The episodes are going by too quickly, both when I'm playing the games and then when I come back to record them. Yeah, it's just been really fun. I hope that does come across in the videos, especially like games like today's episode, the Celtic one, the Lille one. Then were massive games, and they were tough. So yeah, I was really genuinely happy that we managed to get the points from there. This one's a little bit different in the fact that instead of being really happy that we do get the points, I do in games like this put the pressure on myself to expect to get the points, sliders or not, no excuses. I do expect us to go and win games like this. And we could be in again here already at the beginning of the second half. Parrott decided to try and go all the way himself. Didn't quite get the job done, but that shows a little bit of our intent. And oh my god, what a goal this would be. Oh man, if that had gone in. Unfortunately it wasn't to be that one, but the build-up play again, we're just having different kinds of fun in this one. This has come out to Tonali now from the corner. little step over, but didn't come to anything. And they just whack it clear and we build again. And at the moment we're just not letting them get anywhere near the ball, anywhere near us at all. They are really struggling. Yearwood's done brilliantly there. He's found the cut back as well, and that is now 4-1, and it is game, set and match. Parrott gets his goal. He must know that he's under a bit of pressure this season, because we can finally now in games play Campbell up there, and he's got Cameron as well, so we've got options and choices for different tactics in games depending how the opponent's set up as well. So yeah, there's really good competition for places up front. On the wings as well, we've got Hazard in today. Seedorf's really threatening Thomas. He probably should be in there, to be fair, with the start that he's made to life with us. We've got Ince. He's really performing well. There's not really a lot of pressure on his position. Oh, hold on a minute. Parrott could be in again here at the moment. He couldn't beat the last man, unfortunately. But yeah, in the defensive midfield positions, we've got Power, we've got Dicker, we've got our new kid as well. We've got Yearwood doing really well in there. Tonali's place is pretty much locked down. He's playing pretty much every game, which he should be as the club captain. But we've got options in defence as well, so we're really starting now to get to a point where the players in the first team having to compete to be in the first team now, and that's exactly the kind of position we want to be in. We want everyone to be able to have options in every position, so everyone has to come out and give their all in every game, in every training session. This is beautiful play again. Ince has beaten his man as well. He slowed his run down. Here comes Yearwood, but he's hit it straight at the keeper, and I think it's just a matter of time, guys, before even the fifth goes in. And this is what I'm on about now. We've got Wilson here as well. Campbell's coming on at cam this time just to give Ince a rest. He's already got a couple of goals today. And this is what we can do now. This is what I mean about playing for places. When sort of looking over the episode and the way that it's gone, I can sort of start to see where the chairman's coming from, and maybe we do have the squad where we've got to be looking to compete this season. We're in a completely different time zone to where we were last season in terms of quality and everything at the moment. The players that we've got are growing quite quickly. We've got a much younger average age now. So we are progressing really nicely as a club at the minute. And we're right in here now with Hazard. We've got a 4-on-2 situation if everyone can keep her. That is not the pass that I would have been after, but it's the one that it's gave us. The chance still hasn't really gone away yet. We do get the shot away, but unfortunately it didn't even get to the keeper. We've still managed to keep the ball though. We're moving it nicely on the edge of the box again. Parrott has done brilliantly there. Nice little pass there as well. Another one on the edge of the box here. This time we've gave it away and Hibs come away with it again. But at the moment we've got a team that now, if you remember last season, I was saying how we were struggling to put more than 2 or 3 passes together. We've got a team now that can control the game. Oh, that's beautiful from Hazard. Absolutely beautiful finish there. And it is 5-1 now. But yeah, back to the point, we've got a team that can play possession. We can keep the ball really nicely, really comfortably. We've got the pace to play on the counter. We've got strength. We're really good with Tonali in the middle. Yearwood's work rates in the middle as a box-to-box man. That gives us a nice balance. We've got that little bit of stardust with Ince. When Seedorf comes off the bench, he's smashing goals in everywhere. Yeah, we're in a really good place at the moment, and maybe the chairman saw this before I did with the messages that we got at the beginning of this episode, because I think maybe we have got a team that can compete this season. Can we win it? I don't know. That remains to be seen. It'll be tough to win it because Celtic very rarely slip up themselves. That was another reason that I chose Scotland, to be honest, for that reason. So we get pushed in every single season. But yeah, maybe we can, maybe we can't. It's just one game at a time. But we have got a squad that should be competing probably on all fronts at the minute, except for maybe the Europa League. But the fact that we're lining up with our fringe players in that and keeping our first team fresh for the league, that's why I think domestically we're in a great position to compete for everything. Thomas has done really well there, and man, it is 6-1 now. What a game this has been for different reasons. I fully expected us to win this one, especially at home, but I didn't expect a 6-1. We have played spectacularly today. And again, like I said, Seedorf is really pushing Thomas at the minute. Thomas comes up with the answers there as he just jinks in onto his left foot, passes it into the back of the net, and that is 6-1. I think the points are safe in this one, guys, and it gives me a chance now with just a few minutes of the games left. Just to let you know that because the length of this episode already, the Ross County game, I believe it is, I'm just going to do what I used to do with the Warsaw career. I'm going to leave the highlights running in that one just to round off the episode. Yeah, a lot's happened in this one, so it just makes sense to get that one out the way as well. It could even be another goal here at the moment. There might have been a penalty shout there. Normally I'd go mad for them, but given the scoreline, I'm not going to this time. But yeah, it's going to be left with highlights of the Ross County game, guys. I have really enjoyed this episode. I'm loving this career mode. I want to thank you for the support that the career mode's had at the moment with this one. It's been phenomenal, really. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, guys. Again, thank you for your time, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.